Sup shitters, my name is Logan, aka Spiderhands, and welcome to SP Reviews, where today I have the absolute pleasure of reviewing a track from an act named Old Man Brandon titled Got a Story to Tell. Now before we get into it, I gotta mention this has been recorded at Clear Track Studios, mixed and mastered by Taylor Whitney, and then the producer is Beats Craze. Switching over to here, where we have the art, because you see this, man, that's beautiful. This is actually really gorgeous art. This, as I understand it, is for the upcoming album, which is titled Lost. So I'm listening to a track from that album, which is very exciting, genuinely. I'm really interested to. I mean, like, sorry, I started the song early, didn't I? I'm just getting a bit too carried away. Like, look at it. You got like the waterfalls, and you got like neon cities. It just looks gorgeous. This is actually one of my favorite cover arts. I'm not hyperbolizing this. I mean that genuinely. We're going to hear this track from start to finish, got a story to tell, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go.
Old Man Brandon.
Okay.
I got a story to tell.
We got a story to tell. Cool. We got some, is that DI'd guitar there? DI'd electric guitar?
It's time to go.
Some trap hi-hats in there. That's cool.
Got a story to tell.
Some double-tracked vocals. It's very loud. It is very well limited and compressed, I think.
Yeah. Before I was strong mentally, I was really weak. Spent so long worried about what other people think, but that's okay. My mistake, I'll take all the blame. I'ma take my walk of shame right into the Hall of Fame. Last night I decided it was time to pack my bags, grab my keys, hit the road. I'm not ever looking back. All my life misunderstood. Everybody counts me out. Well, here I go on my own. That's right, how you like me now?
That little build, that little bit of sub bass at the end before this chorus section, it's just those little touches. You know, we've got a distinct verse, bridge, and chorus as well. You can tell what's going on here. It's all good. It's very good. I'm going to heaven because I've been through hell. Okay, that's okay. It sounds like this person has not potentially had the greatest of experiences in his life, and people are underestimating his ability to find a better future for himself. I'm liking that we're repeating this vocal melody we have going here. It gets stuck in your head. It's very simple, but you know it's very easy to follow as a listener. That's incredibly important during a hook section. Lots of color with the strings. Nice little repeater there.
Run away. All my struggle, all my problems. Run away. Maybe I was like my father. Run away until.
I see. All right.
Realized I am standing in one place. World went pitch black. Started over all from scratch. Lost everything that I had, but I'ma get it back. I have always believed deep inside my soul, this one is for me. Now it's time to go. Last night I decided it was time to pack my bags, grab my keys, hit the road. I'm not ever looking back. All my life misunderstood.
It's like a mixture of acoustic rock and hip hop, and I'm kind of living for it a little bit. I don't know why I'm expecting synthesizers. I think it carries itself well enough with the sort of the sub bass and the guitar parts and the drums. I was enjoying the tone of those acoustic drums, especially in that verse section as well.
Everybody counts me out. Well, here I go on my own. That's right, how you like me now?
On my own, how do you like me now? That statement there, that extra bit of energy before we get back into the main message of the song, is good. You know, we're going through a lot of different topics within the space of 2 minutes 44. This is a lot of ground to cover. But I think that Old Man Brandon does it quite well. I mean, it's done in a way where you want to hear more of it, but of course, we're only listening to one track. But that's exactly the point, right? The single is supposed to get you interested in the album. So I'm assuming there'll be more content like this within the rest of it. Old Man Brandon got a story to tell. Yeah, absolutely. So I assume that this story will be told further within the album itself, which is a smart move. Usually I try to make sure my reviews are balanced. So I'm trying to find things that I feel could have been done better. Um, okay, we got a filter on the guitar part. That's kind of cool. It sounds very different. Yeah, if I was gonna complain, it would be that we had that sudden an end to it. I'm assuming that maybe that song goes into the next track of the album or something like that. It could have been, like, kinda cool to have maybe because 'cause you've got this guitar stuff going on with the rhythms to maybe have, like, a lead guitar solo in the last chorus or something like that. It doesn't need to be sort of toasting the bassy levels of shred or something like that, but it could just be that extra little bit of extra oomph, for that final outro chorus, just so people really remember it's something to kind of really make it seem like that next step, that journey you're going is gonna be an epic one to really find your way in the world. Yeah, aside from the kind of abrupt ending to it, I'm assuming that if this was like I'm unsure because yeah, my instinct is that this was like the one on the album where as I'm repeating myself now. Usually they go straight into the next one. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. It's it's, um it's a clever single because it makes you want more. It starts simply enough. There's changes in the energy levels within the track. I think that it was cool to have the different kinds of kits. I'm wondering if it would have been cool to maybe have that acoustic drum kit in the second chorus. Like if you're gonna introduce the drum kit in the second verse, you could potentially have that come in and maybe still have that sort of baseline groove coming through with the original drum kit. Like you could put the two of them together. But then, of course, there's the risk of you maybe overcomplicating a composition by having multiple sources of like rhythm or groove. So, therefore, I understand why we might have wanted to stick to that original once to sort of clearly separate like the chorus from the verse, etc. It might have even just been for the tone of the drums. Like if we try and find that again.
All those days I was running. All those days I real all from scratch, lost everything.
Like that's a really dope sounding hit, right?
But I'ma get it now. I have always believed deep inside my soul.
I like those little like extra like those little kind of extra bits as well. This is kind of the contemporary hip hop vibe I'm getting from this. But you've got this kind of like it's getting close to rock, but not quite there because of the lack of the overdriven or are there overdriven guitars?
Is right now. Now it's time to hit the road. I'm not ever
I suppose there's some like overdriven guitar or something like that in there, or maybe I'm tripping. It's interesting because it's so laid back because maybe we're trying to make room for those sort of like that maybe there's like 808 or bass guitar in there, but there's that kick is so dominant and you're focusing on the vocals. So I understand if we didn't want to have another lead instrument in there. What else do I want to say about this? The vocals come through clearly in the mix. This has been well recorded, mixed and mastered. It did worry me a little bit when I first heard how compressed it was. And I don't mean that it's a bad way of compression, but you could tell that there'd been some work done to really make it nice and loud in the cans. So I was thinking if there was some acoustic drums, are they going to be sort of like breathing? But nope, they sounded cool. They had a great pump to them, but not too much that it was kind of sort of disheartening or. And I'm really having to dig for stuff to complain about. I think it was a great introduction to Old Man Brandon. It would just be good to see what he does in future, like the vibe of it. Whether I don't know whether he does other music like this. He talked about his dad and stuff like that. Whether his like personal struggles are going to be a theme of the album, that would make a lot. Like if you look at the album art again, simply if not only because I want to look at the album art again. You can see there that road towards the city and stuff like that. Maybe he's on that. Well, there we go. It's talking about being on the road, and the road is like sinking through it and stuff like that. I get the impression that Old Man Brandon's going to probably be do all right out of this. It would just depend, of course, on his ability to sort of be able to translate this to like live shows and stuff like that if he does that. But then if you're working with a guitar, you can probably do some acoustic performances there. A lot of this can be done like live, and it's not necessarily like a crutch to have for this to be sort of studio based and stuff like that. So it's a smart move by Brandon to try and incorporate these different elements together. That's basically all I've got to say about this. I don't think there's anything else here. That was nice to have those kind of cleanish vocals in the chorus section, and it was nice to have the rapping, kind of the melodic rapping parts in the verses, I suppose. It was nice to have the distinctions again between those different sections to tell the story as a verse should, and then to have the hook line. He's got it. He's got right. How do I? He's pretty good at both. You know, yeah, pretty good at both. Yeah, well done, old man Brandon. I can't really. I like it. I really do dig this track. I really hope that you can find some play for it, man. I really hope you can get this pumping on like the social media, this digital streaming platforms and stuff like that. But that's effectively my review. I've got a story to tell by Old Man Brandon. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do go show Old Man Brandon some love via his various social medias, and I'm sure he's gonna have this on like Spotify and SoundCloud and all that. And stay cool and stay safe. And please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you in the next review. Spider hands up.